Good morning, students. Today I am going to discuss our first session of your Science Olympiad examination. This is your MTG NSO Olympiad workbook, and through this book we are actually going to prepare for this Science Olympiad examination. I hope already you have entered your name for this examination. You are going to prepare yourself for this examination. Okay, so before discussion of all those things, you should know first of all that what is the basic meaning of Olympiad examination. What is Olympiad examination actually? So this is actually one kinds of the national as well as international level of examination, and it's a collection of competitive exams held for the students through class 1 to 12. So what is the purpose of giving this examination? It's actually encourage the students from a similar academic genre or level to participate for this examination. It actually boost up your mental development, your critical thinking ability, your subject knowledge, and it makes you apply the critical thinking to all type of the questions and answer. Okay, so you should actually participate this kinds of examination. Is actually boost up your career. Okay, so let's start the today's class. Today we are going to discuss the first portion or first chapter. Okay, so before starting the discussion, first of all you must know the syllabus of this examination. Okay, total 14 chapters from this page. Actually you are actually getting to know total 14 chapters are coming for your Science Olympiad examination. Okay, the first chapter is the nutrition in plants and animals. Second chapter is the fiber to fabric. Third chapter is the heat. Fourth chapter is the acid, bases and salts. Fifth is the physical and chemical changes. Sixth is the weather, climate and adaptation of animals to climate. Seventh is the wind, storms and cyclones. Next, natural resources and their conservation. Next is the respiration in organisms. Next, transportation in plants and animals. Next one is the reproduction in plants. Next, motion and time. Next is the electric current and its effect, and the last one is the light and the logical reasoning. So total 14 chapters you should cover for this. You should study, you have to study for this Science Olympiad examination. Okay, so next thing is the nutrition in plants and animals. Okay, so this is your first chapter for your Science Olympiad examination, and I hope already you have studied this chapter in your at your school, and you have studied this chapter in your class 6 standard. I hope so. Okay, so before discussion of each and every question, you should know what is the basic definition of nutrition. The first one is that you should know first thing that what is the basic definition of nutrition. So what is the basic definition of nutrition? I hope already all of you know this thing. So this is one kinds of the biological process. This is one kinds of the biological process. This nutrition is one kinds of the biological process. Okay, this is one kinds of the biological process. Okay, by which it actually provides or obtain the food necessary for our health and the growth. Okay, so through this nutrition we are getting necessary food material, minerals, vitamins and all those things for our growth and development of our body. Okay, so what is the main 7 pillars of nutrition? Seven main classes of nutrients that the body need, which are: first one is the carbohydrate, second one is the protein, third one is the fat, fourth one is the vitamins, fifth one minerals, sixth one fiber, and the last one is the water. Okay, so they are the 7 main classes of nutrients. What is the basic meaning of it? That without these 7 classes of nutrients, actually our growth and development will be stunted. Okay, will be stopped. So this is the basic things of the nutrition. So let's start the discussion of the first question. The first question is here that the first question is here that read the given paragraph where few words have been italicized. Okay, the gallbladder secretes bile juice which is stored in the liver. Bile breaks down fats into tiny droplets that can be digested and absorbed more easily. The digestive juices then act on these tiny droplets to form simpler compounds known as amino acids and glycerol. Okay, so select the incorrect statement regarding this. The first statement is the positions of gallbladder and liver should be interchanged. Second, amino acids should be replaced with fatty acids. Third one, fats should be replaced by starch. Fourth one, glycerol should not be replaced as it is correctly mentioned. So, which one is the incorrect statement? Okay, so let's start with the first statement. The positions of gallbladder and liver should be interchanged, but it's not possible. Okay, so this is not the incorrect statement. It's not possible. The position of the gallbladder and liver should be interchanged. It's not possible. Okay. Second is the amino acid should be replaced with the fatty acid. Okay, this is also not incorrect statement. The option C is the fats should be replaced by starch. So this is one incorrect statement. This is one incorrect statement. Okay, fats should be replaced by starch. Why? But why? Because the liver secretes the bile juice which is stored in the gallbladder. Okay, so for that reason, when the bile actually breaks down the emulsified in fats into tiny droplets, this kinds of phenomenon is called the emulsification. When actually bile breaks down, here it's written also, the bile breaks down fat into tiny droplets that can be digested. So this phenomenon, this biological phenomenon is called the emulsification. Okay, so the digestive juices then act on these tiny droplets to form the simpler compounds known as the amino acids and the glycerol. Okay, so which one is the incorrect statement? The incorrect statement is the fat should be replaced by starch. Okay, so second question is, Priyanka took a distress plotted plant and set up an experiment as shown in the figure. She left the plant in sunlight for few hours and then tested the leaves X and Y for starch. Leaf X did not give starch taste while leaf Y showed presence of starch. Okay. So, what is proved by this experiment? The first is the chlorophyll is necessary for photosynthesis. Second one is the carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis. Third one is the light is necessary for photosynthesis. Oxygen is given out during photosynthesis. So, which one is the correct answer? So, let's start with the first point. The first point is the chlorophyll is necessary for photosynthesis. Okay. Second point is the carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis. Third one, light is necessary for photosynthesis. Oxygen is given out during photosynthesis. These four statements are correct regarding the photosynthesis. Okay. But which statement is actually related with this picture? So option B will be the correct answer. Option B will be the correct answer. Okay. Option B will be the correct answer. That the carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis. Why? Because in this given experiment, when the leaf X did not show the presence of starch because it was inside the flask containing potassium hydroxide, and this KOH is actually absorbed. This KOH is actually absorbed. Okay. This KOH is actually absorbed and in the CO2 present in the flax as well as released during the respiration by leaf. So the leaf inside the flax did not get any kinds of CO2, any concentration of CO2, and hence it could not participate in photosynthesis and could not form the starch also, because without photosynthesis plants cannot make any kinds of food, and glucose is actually made up of in the form of the starch. So what is the main product of the photosynthesis? The main product of photosynthesis is glucose, okay, in the form of starch, okay, and carbon dioxide is very much required thing for photosynthesis. That's why it's also one important raw material for photosynthesis. So the leaf inside the flax which did not get CO2 and hence could not participate in photosynthesis, it actually could not form the starch, and thus we can conclude that CO2 is essential for photosynthesis. Okay, but these four options are actually correct for the photosynthesis, but for this particular question, regarding this question, this answer will be the correct answer. Okay. Okay, question 3. Match column 1 with column 2 and select the correct option from the codes given below. Okay, so column 1 is the partial parasitic plant, column 2 is the Nepenthes. Column 1 total parasitic plant, column 2 Rafflesia. Column 1 insectivorous plant, column 2 mistletoe. Column 1 symbiosis, column 2 rhizobium. Okay, column 1 saprotop, column 2 pseudomonas. So which one is the correct answer? Option B. Okay, so A3 means the partial parasitic plant, the mistletoe. Then B2, okay, total parasitic plant is Rafflesia. Okay, C1 insectivorous plant to Nepenthes. Insectivorous plant means this Nepenthes plant actually engulfs the insect for their nutrition. Okay, next D4 symbiosis to rhizobium. Okay, and E5 saprotop pseudomonas. Okay, so this is the basic thing. Next is the question number 4. Study the given Venn diagram and identify X. Okay, so autotrophic mode of nutrition and heterotrophic mode of nutrition, and in the middle portion X has actually written. Okay, so before starting the discussion of this question, actually you must know one thing, that what is the basic definition of autotrophic mode of nutrition and what is the basic definition of heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So autotrophic mode of nutrition means the plant nutrition, okay, who can make their own food, they are called the autotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay, like the plants provide autotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay, and heterotrophic mode of nutrition means the animals who cannot make their own food. For that reason we are actually dependent on the plants. So now you can ask me one thing, that ma'am, we can make Maggi, we can cook chicken, we can cook rice, so why we are dependent on plants? But please remember one thing, that this Maggi, this chicken, this rice, this all those kinds of any kinds of food is actually primarily coming from the plant's body. Okay, so that's why heterotrophic nutrition means we are dependent towards the plants, we are dependent on the plants for our feeding habit, for our nutrition. So that's why animals actually belongs to the heterotrophic mode of nutrition, and plants actually dependent on the plant's nutrition is called the autotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay, so option A is hibiscus, option B is the Dionia, option C is the bread mold, and option D is the Cuscuta. Okay, so which one is the correct answer? Option B is the correct answer. Okay, so in the given Venn diagram, this X refers to the insectivorous plant, this Dionia. Okay, X actually refers to the insectivorous plant. Insectivorous plant means who are actually taking insect for their growth and development, for their nutrition, as it exhibits both autotrophic and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay, so this Dionaea is an autotrophic plant, okay, but that can prepare its food by photosynthesis, but needs to fulfill its nitrogen requirement. They actually feeding on insect, they actually feed on the insect's body. Okay, next is the question number 5. So read the given statements and select the correct option. So statement 1, the ruminants are able to digest cellulose, and statement 2, ruminants contain bacteria and other microbes in their stomach which assist in the digestion of cellulose. Okay, so which one is the correct answer? So option A is the correct answer. Option A is the correct answer. Why? Both statements 1 and 2 are true. This statement 1 and 2 are true, and statement 2 is the correct explanation of statement 1. So what is the meaning of ruminant stomach? I think all of you know this thing, that this cow's stomach is called the ruminant stomach, and this is the actually the largest stomach in the animals world. Okay, and this ruminant stomach actually has total 4 parts. Okay, and they are able to digest any kinds of the material, any kinds of the food material. They are actually able to digest cellulose. Okay, so option A is the correct answer. So question number 6, let's start to discuss question number 6. The given list shows 5 steps needed to do a start test, but in a random order. First one, pluck a leaf from the plant. Second is the leave a plotted plant out in the sun for a few hours. Option 3, boil the leaf in alcohol. Option 4, put the leaf in boiling water for 5 minutes. And option 5, wash the leaf and then add a few drops of iodine solution over it. So question is the select the correct order of these steps. So which one is the correct answer? Option D is the correct answer. The first one is the leave a plotted plant out in the sun for a few hours, then pluck a leaf from the plant. Okay, next put the leaf in a boiling water for 5 minutes. Next boil the leaf in alcohol, and the last one is the wash the leaf and then add a few drops of iodine solution over it. Okay, question number 7. The given figure shows the movement of food through the esophagus. So this movement is aided by the muscles of the esophagus in a wave-like action. So where actually this esophagus is present inside our body? Actually this esophagus is the part of which system? In our body there are several types of system is there for our actually maintain our health, maintain our development, maintain our growth. Okay, maintain our body capacity. So there are several types of the system is there, like circulatory system, like breathing system, like digestive system, like excretory system. All those kinds of systems are there. So esophagus is the part of our digestive system. Okay, so question number 7, the answer will be the peristalsis movement. Okay, peristalsis movement. Okay, next is the question number 8. Read to the given figure of human digestive system. What is X here and what is its function? So just look at the picture. So this is our picture of the human digestive system. The option will be A, that small intestine. This X is actually denotes the small intestine. Okay, so this small intestine, what is the basic function of the small intestine? The basic function of the small intestine, that it actually absorbs the nutrients from the digested food. It absorbs the nutrition from the digested food, and after getting the nutrition, the remnant portion, the left portion of the food actually excreted through the large intestine or through the anus. Okay, as the excretory material. Next, question number 9. The given figure shows different types of teeth. Which of these is modified in elephant tusk? So answer will be the A. Okay, incisors are modified as tusks in elephants. Okay, this kinds of question is very important for your Olympiad examination. Okay, so incisor actually are modified as tusks in the elephants. So question number 10. Read the given statements properly. The first statement is the butterflies suck the nectar by using their coiled mouthparts called dash. Amoeba engulfs tiny particles of food by surrounding it with dash. Rabbits and squirrels eat their food by dash. Dash is the process by which some aquatic animals feed on small particles of food suspended in water. Okay, so select the correct option. Select the correct option. So answer will be C. Answer will be C. Okay. Question number 11. Which of the following statement are incorrect? Okay. So first is the parasitic plants develop special root-like structures called the hostelria. Egestion is the process of utilizing the absorbed nutrients to produce energy for various body functions. Saprophytes get their nutrition from dead and decaying organic matter. So which one is the correct answer? The answer is the B. Okay, the assimilation is the process, this two only. Okay, so assimilation is the process of utilizing the absorbed nutrients to produce the energy of various body function, and this assimilation actually takes place in the small intestine. Okay. Question number 12. In an experiment demonstrating the evolution of oxygen in hydrilla, sodium bicarbonate is added to water in the experiment setup. What would happen if all the conditions are favorable? Okay, so answer will be C. That amount of oxygen evolved increases as the availability of carbon dioxide increases. Okay. Question number 13. Crops require nitrogen to synthesize their proteins. The bacterium Rhizobium helps some of the crops to get the nitrogen. So which of the following statement is incorrect about the rhizobium? Question number 13. The correct answer is the 13B. Okay. It can make its own food. Question number 14. This is actually one chart table type question. That food material, here total 3 types of food materials written. Place of digestion, 3 food place of digestion is written. Digestive enzymes, 3 digestive enzymes is written. Okay, so question number 14, the answer will be A. P for mouth. Okay, Q for pepsin. Pepsin is one kind of the enzyme. Pepsin is one kind of the digestive enzyme, and R for the small intestine. R for the small intestine. Okay. Next is the question number 15. The steps of the digestive process are listed below in a random order. Okay. So water and some salts from undigested food and absorbed. Food is liquefied, breakdown of proteins begins. Food is moistened, breakdown of starch begin. Protein, carbohydrate and fats breakdown. Nutrients are majorly absorbed into the bloodstream. Okay, so which one is the correct answer? The option D. Okay, so the first is the food is breakdown of starch begins. It actually happens in the mouth. It actually happens in the mouth. Okay, then food is liquefied, breakdown of proteins begins. Next is the protein, carbohydrate and fats breakdown, and the last one is the water and some salts from undigested foods are absorbed. Okay, so this is your today's class. Okay, in your next class we will discuss the rest portion of this chapter, and then we'll start a new chapter. Okay, I hope this video will help you a lot for your better understanding, and if any problem is there, just contact with me immediately. Okay, thank you. Bye.